Hi, everybody. Pastor Tracy here. Wanted to take just a minute to touch base with you, the church family, about something that's going to be coming up very likely this fall. It's something we've been praying about for some time. We've talked about it, and we've even told you guys to be praying about it as well. And that's a Saturday night service here at Calvary Chapel Eastside. Now, you may think, what's the big deal? It's another study. But we want this Saturday night service to have its own little life. It is a part of the rest of the church, but there's a part of the community that we want to reach out to, and it statistically shows that a Saturday night service can do that very thing. And that's one of the reasons that we've been entering into so much prayer and consideration about this. Now, you may have heard in the past that we were looking for someone else, but in this process, we have been praying very carefully about it and seeing what God would have. And God has put it on my heart, myself personally and my wife Kelly's heart, that we would take on this service as a new big step in our ministry here at Calvary Chapel Eastside. And so that's what's going to happen. God has made it clear, not only through my wife and through myself, through my children, but also through you. Many of you have shared with me what I need to do to make the next step. Some word has been shared from others who were not even in the state and didn't even know we were praying about this. That I should step up and do this. And it's a big challenge for me to do that on a regular basis. As you know, I don't teach in Calvary Chapel Eastside on a weekly basis. So it's going to be a stretch for me as well to move in that direction. And I ask that you pray for me as we move in this direction. I put together this little video so that we can let you know where we're at with this. My heart says that we're going to be doing this probably late September, early October. Not sure. God's going to make that very clear when we're going to have this. So I ask your patience for those of you who are interested in having this as an offering of service here at Calvary Chapel Eastside. But I also ask your prayers in the areas that we need to cover. In a church, sometimes we just say, well, let's just start a service and have it. And that's great, but we have to care for the many needs of the body that would come out on a Saturday night. The first area, obviously, since God's called me to teach it, was to see who God would have pastor this bit of our congregation, who would have pastor this service. And God's made that very clear on my heart that that's what I'm to do. The second area is an area of praise and worship. Praise and worship is important in our church, and I don't think that changes on a Saturday night service. And so we've been praying and asking God, and we've been taking some ventures and reaching out to see if someone would be interested, either outside of the body or within the body, to come and lead praise and worship. We do have a few avenues that we're going down and we're pursuing prayerfully. I ask your prayers in that. But also, there may be some of you out there who have a gift, or maybe feel that they have that gift and haven't really pursued it, and we ask you to be willing to step up and say, that's something that I could commit to and I could try. We need to be able to play an instrument, keyboards or guitar. We're looking for something very simple to lead the praise and worship on Saturday night. Very much scaled down from what we do on Sunday mornings as far as the worship is concerned. The other areas that we have to cover are obviously our sound booth and have people who are willing to run sound for us, and the projection. And as well, and a very important facet is our children's department. We're not going to run a full-scale children's ministry as we would on Sunday mornings, but what we are going to have is child care available for our people who come with children. And so we are praying about that. That's always been a big struggle in our church, to have those who are dedicated to do that. So I ask you to prayerfully consider doing this. Just because you go to another service does not mean that you could not serve at this one, and vice versa. If you tend to come to this service versus our Sunday morning or a Wednesday, I will still be encouraging you to be a part of what goes on at Calvary Chapel Eastside as a whole. Well, that's it. I just want to get you on the page where we're at. I want to ask your prayers and ask that you please seek the Lord about this. I'm taking this very seriously, of what this calling that God has put on my heart to take this ministry, the section of ministry here at the church. And I ask you to join me too. Would you do that? Thank you, and God bless. We'll be talking soon.